Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Is anybody out there? Yeah. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank, huh? It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's when we can kick it. Everything is going down. They about to do the most. It ain't a
What it do? What it do? What it do? What's up there,
How you doing, honey love?
Oh, I can't complain and stuff. She said to me, "Good morning, Sugarfoot." I seen it in the private chat. Our producer came in. He said, "See yo, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing, Cynthia Joi?"
I'm here, blessed by the best. Can't complain. Ain't gonna do no good, no way.
That part right there. I
I'm
remember
good.
when I was a kid, and you get to complain, and they'd do like this. They'd do, you know what this is? They would say,
What?
they be saying, "That's the smallest violin in the world playing My Heart Bleeds for You."
Right.
Hey, Dean Cerny, he came in, he always say, "Hey, Roy."
What's up, D? How you doing, sugar?
And then I like Dean said, "What it do?" Miss Robinson, she came in. She's busy so much, so she came in on the side. Good morning, fam.
What's up, Ro? How you doing, honey love?
Look at her profile picture. Her picture is like, hey. She probably say, "I do not like my picture." I'm trying to figure out, is that she got an afro? I'm gonna hear about that. What it do, what it do. All right, look here. Welcome to the Roy Anthony Show. I am Roy Anthony with my co-star, Cynthia Joi. Cynthia Joi, you know, if you know anything about Cynthia Joi, she's a writer, she's a survivalist, been having a stroke victim as an young age. She wrote a book, Cynthia Joi Towner, Strength in You. Fight lives in the heart of a survivor. Fight lives in the heart of a survivor. And sometimes I mess up and be like, fight lies. Fight lives in the heart. Fight lives is in my heart. But fight lives in the heart of survivor. Our co-star Big Hank, he'll be popping up here in a second. We know that we come, and anybody who knows, if you're new to the show, this is a platform. The WO Entertainment platform was created and designed to bring awareness to how many of our military veterans commit suicide. And it's astonishing rate, which I'm hoping that it's been declining, because now there's numbers that people can call. We just want to talk to people. But it was to bring awareness to our veterans that commit suicide, almost at 22 deaths a day. And so what we try to do is, on the Roy Anthony Show part, we try to strike up conversations, hit up on subjects that people may wonder and ponder and see how we think about it. And the WO Entertainment, which was created by Richard King, aka Redneck Pimp, along with our co-creator Goose, social producer Blue Phoenix, ranked 9th in the world as far as the esports gaming systems. Our man Ethan, who I'm hoping that he got that position. Our sponsor Matthew Brooks. Then we have our good neighbors like the BB Nation, based out Backward Veterans, based out of Oregon. The Long Beach All Stars, based out of Southern California. Then the VRS Veteran Radio Syndicates that are based around the U.S. And I'm bringing all those up because December the 23rd, we're having a major Christmas special. It's going to be 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're on the West Coast, you know that's 6 p.m. If you're on the East Coast, that's 9 p.m. Central is 8 p.m. Um, it's going to be all the hosts of all the shows and stuff is coming together December 23rd and stuff. And I heard it's going to be off the chain. VRS, BB Nation, Long Beach All Stars, yours truly, with our. And then we always like to give a shout out to all of our WO Entertainment families, our own personal family, friends, associates, and even people who don't like us. Now, today's subject, we know it's Christmas time. Every time I go to a department store or something, I see it bristling with people and all that stuff. And I heard, wait a minute, so let me put this out correct. The VRS with Radio Syndicate is based in Columbus, Ohio. That's where George lives anyway. Okay. I always want to stand correct. I always have them around the whole US. I never pinpointed them to one particular area, but they are based out of Columbus, Ohio. Cynthia comes back on. Your screen is out, Cynthia, if you can hear me. Her camera, she was driving. She told me she was getting to the house, get to her studio. So when she comes back in, we'll be bringing her back in. The subject today is, especially in this time of the season, Christmas time. Does it bring you joy or does it bring you depression? And why? Now, me, I find it happiness, I find it joyful because I take it spiritually, because I felt like I was bound for hell. And through my beliefs, I believe that is Jesus. Some people say it's not the right name, whatever. I be feeling like God knows that he came up on the earth to bring me salvation, that I was a heathen headed for hell. So that's the ultimate gift for me personally. Now, some people, oh, wait a minute, Cynthia's back in. Cynthia, let me bring you back in. Oops. Sorry about that. If your camera goes out a little bit, I just had you in the background. I knew you was
No,
coming
you
back
all
in.
good. It's all good.
Okay. Just like I was telling, the subject is, do Christmas bring you joy or depression, and why? And personally, for me, it always brings me joy because I was headed to hell, and through my belief system, I believe in Jesus, that he came on the earth. That's what Christmas represents to me, that I was headed to hell and I obtained salvation, which is the ultimate gift. Now, is it real to me? Well, there was a time in my life I'm 180 degrees different. I was a slave of my own culture, and I tried to make sure I astounded in it. I excelled in my way of culture since I grew up in the hoods. But
Right.
some people, when I went to the department store the other day, I went to get, Dean said it depends on the year.
I'm with Dean.
It depends on the year.
Well, I wouldn't say the year. I would just say, it depends on the year, because it depends on what happened throughout that year. If you lose a lot of people that you're really close to, the holidays are kind of hard. So, like for me,
that's what I'm gonna get into. Like right now, that's the human side of us. I just started off with the spiritual part of it, right?
yeah, but see, with that part, although I'm spiritual, that day don't really represent Christ to me because it was man-made. So I celebrate Christ all year, if that makes sense.
That's very makes sense. I astound on that. You go ahead and make me feel like I need to give an offer. You preach it, sugar. I'm listening. Real.
Yeah, I mean, we know that Jesus wasn't born December 25th. Let's be clear. Like, let's just be clear about it.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with you still celebrating and having that spiritual belief that you're celebrating his day. But for me, I celebrate Jesus 365. So I don't necessarily need Christmas to give out gifts and make people feel good and to get with family and to do all the things that we pick one day a week to do. I mean, 1 year, one day a year. Like for Easter, everybody goes to church for Easter because it's Resurrection Sunday. But every Easter ain't on the same day. So every Resurrection Sunday ain't the same. So It's like you got to live this life constantly. It can't just be on a holiday. You know what I
And
mean? So
yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, I'm gonna say this to you. You absolutely, I totally agree with you, right? I know you going in the house, so y'all be patient with Cynthia. She's getting out of her car. She's probably going in the house. So, but I'm the same way. And now I know that we know that it couldn't pick a date as December the 25th, but that's a day that the whole world kind of recognizes. So at least we start with something to get reference. Now, I sometimes get bothered of don't put Santa Claus in replace of that day, you know.
yeah,
Now do I go with Resurrection Sunday? I don't live it to see that God is dead. I don't keep celebrating his death.
right,
I celebrate his living and
right.
living forevermore. So because it was 2 or 3 years back, Easter Sunday fell on April Fool's Day, which is April the 1st, and I didn't like that at all. You know, that means that it's set up by whoever's setting up the calendar. Let's make Easter this day, and they put it on April the 1st, which is, April 1st is Fool's Day. You play tricks on each other and
Right.
everything, and so I didn't really take kin to that. But my thing is that sometimes in this time of the year, you said something about what happened throughout the year. You and Dean had that. I meant to tell you, Ramonda said facts. She loves that, what you were stating, Cynthia. And Dean said he was, but he wasn't. Their calendar was different from ours. Totally agree. And Dean said Easter is always different. I totally agree on that. Now, I tell people, somebody asked me, do you always agree with all the comments? I don't agree with all the comments. There's some comments I know that we're not going to agree on. Sometimes I don't show the comments,
Hmm.
but I'm going to give it where the truth is and if I'm in line with it. Now, one of the things I love about Christmas, because I think I watch around Christmas time, there's two movies I like watching, especially around this time of the season. I like watching It's a Wonderful Life. Some
Okay.
people like, Jimmy Stewart was, hey man, I'm not into the man's personal life and his beliefs and who he liked. I'm talking about the
Right.
movie itself. How my man gets his wings. When you got to seeing how life was, if you didn't, you ever heard somebody say, I wish I wasn't born? Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Now you look and you taking out the equation, nobody don't know you. You don't know old man Oscar from the pharmacy or Joe from the liquor store. No one knows you. You going to a family function and you like, hey John, what's up? They were like, man, who the hell is you? you know. So I like that. And then my favorite is the Christmas Carol. You know, my
Okay.
man got out of tune. Ebenezer Scrooge got out of tune with how life was. He became disgruntled. And when they take him to his past, him as a kid, um, the people he worked with, how they had fun, and all of a sudden, you a miser guy. And when he seen his tombstone, his whole tune changed. And I'll
Hmm.
be like, man, sometimes, and I don't know why, those are sentimental to me. I've been in some where some Christmases I had a Hostess cupcake with one candle, a birthday candle on it. That was my Christmas, you know. And it, I will celebrate, but I always watch that movie. Now, why do I watch that movie? Because it makes me look in the contents of my past, my present, and where do I want my future to be?
Right.
You know. Now, I go to the department store. I went to go get a cord, and so I said, "Let me stop at this Walmart." And I seen people in there, and what gets me is when I see somebody out of all the items in the store, you're having a disagreement because it's the last one left. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, okay, you, are we okay? Before we get on the depression part, I'm trying to understand why is people fighting for parking spots to items in the stores.
You already know why. Because they
Why?
forgot. Because number one, the spirit of Christmas ain't really what it's about. They just want to spend their money and prove that they got the most money to get you the gift you wanted. That's what it's about. It's not
But you
about.
fight with other people to get a gift?
It's crazy because
Cray cray.
it makes you understand that what they really in it for is not the spirit of goodness and giving.
Well, I would say them people ain't, because you and you don't go no store and fighting with somebody, and I don't even like parking close to the store because I don't want to accidentally knock somebody over. I park to the way in. I don't have no problems walking up or whatever,
Right.
But you said something earlier, and you said it depends throughout the year.
Right.
And the reason I brought up the subject, because some people find it that is kind of depressing, because, like you said, some people done lost family members.
Mm-hmm.
I know Miss Robinson, when she had lost her dad uh, long ago. I know, the holidays, and you'll say, "This is my first Christmas without my father, my mother, my sister, my brother." There's countless other people.
Right.
And I'm broke this Christmas, so Christmas ain't the same. And I'm appreciated this Christmas. And the thing is, oh, if why is that? Why is people depressed about their loved ones? And
Well, because I know for me, it gets depressing sometimes, and it only is a moment. It's not for the day. It's a moment in the day because I'm so used to being with my family, like my grandmother, grandfather, my mother, stuff like that, my sisters, and being way in Colorado Springs, and my family's 1,600 miles away. It gets hard because I'm so family oriented, but here it's just me and my kids and stuff. So I don't get that same big family gathering that I'm used to. So it's just newness and adapting to new life. So I guess I shouldn't say it's depressing. It's just challenging. It's
it,
challenging.
yeah. And Dean said exactly. He understands it. This is one of the things, because sometimes people, believe this or not, more suicides are around Christmas holidays.
Because they missing everybody.
Yeah, and I'm glad we brought this up. Those who's listening, and I seen Dean just saying exactly. We pride ourselves in having, this is therapeutic to us when we come in
Absolutely.
and talk on the subject. That's why we say our motto is, it's not a confrontation, it's a conversation. When sometimes I have to act as the advocate. I have to push the conversation, and I be wanting people to understand, just because you hear me um, questioning this or that, it's to strike up the conversation, because someone has to be the advocate,
Right.
and for us to come straight with each other, sometimes I have to be what we say, the general public person asking great question, because I just asked, why would a person feel bad if their loved ones is not there? And Cynthia, you gave a good um example. Now, when we found out that a lot of people commit suicide, because suicide comes from depression.
Mm-hmm.
um Dean just said, and I've learned a lot from these conversations. Nobody learns in a confrontation. Exactly. It's hard for me to listen to you if you're yelling and screaming like you
Facts.
argue, because
Facts.
now I'm getting in a defensive thing. Because if you yelling and arguing, then it may lead you to be irate. And
Yep.
I have a defensive mechanism built inside me that is going to make me, now I can't listen to what you're saying. I'm listening to the tones, how you're saying it. And now I'm on a defensive scale. Um, we try to have a conversation, because I want people to understand you're not alone on some feelings. Holidays can be very depressing. There was a time when, with me being a single man, I would see these Christmas movies, and it's always love was in the air. Somebody meets, they didn't know that they was going to be with this person. And so, like you just said, Cynthia, Christmas, you have a lot of family. Now you 1,600 miles away from your family. It's kind of new to you.
Yep.
And stuff. But then what isn't new, which we should be glad that it is, that you've seen another day.
What the hell?
Yeah, I'm like, what you gonna send up your nightclub? You done went through your whole house. She done turned on the light
Look,
for the stripper pole area.
look, I was just
It looked like you in the Kambata room. I seen a
look,
Jamaican flag in the back.
was about to get real. That light got the flicking.
I said, she walking through the whole house. I'm like, how big is your house? You went in there and let me go into the dance party room. This is the cannabis room. I seen the Jamaican flag in the back. This is where we do I got ya. Your accent just automatically changed when you walk in that room.
Right.
When you want to get in that room, you're like, yes, this is the main room that we chill at, man.
Right.
But you know what? When we talk on these things, but a lot of people don't understand is that so many times we have done things, our family situations happen, our family say, keep it to yourself. Don't tell people our business and all that. But God told us to ponder these things, think of these things, and talk on these things. We have to talk about why would Christmas be depressing? One, we just found out is you're away from your family.
Mm-hmm.
Another one could be you don't have a relationship or you just had a breakup with someone. Let me ask this is a question I want to ask
You
everybody.
know another one? If
What's
you
that?
get laid off, you get depressed about your money because you have plans because you think you're doing good, and then you get laid off and life happens, and then you can't afford nothing.
Isn't that a
And
cold piece right there when you get laid off around the holidays?
yeah, that's hard.
Now
That is real hard.
you're looking at the new year and stuff. But I look at it like this. So we're saying that this holiday of all other days, of all other holidays, because what if you got laid off around the 4th of July? Does it affect you as much as it would around Christmas?
Only reason I think the 4th of July wouldn't affect you as much, because, say, for instance, like for me, I got kids. So if I don't have no money to get them fireworks or something like that for the 4th of July, I can at least take them and they can see an experience. But when you don't have Christmas, it hurts if you've been there in that situation. Like I was in that situation with the pop off doll head. And I remember just being sad and depressed about that as a kid. So as an adult, you don't want your child to have that feeling. So I think that plays a role, and that makes it different because Christmas is more personal, whereas the 4th of July is more community.
Now, are we then conforming ourselves to what we were just saying earlier? I've heard people say, man, Christmas don't even be about what it's supposed to be. It seemed to be paganism. Um, Dean said no. He said you don't have to buy anything for the 4th of July, but you're expected to buy gifts for Christmas. Now, that's the thing. Now, Dean, you and Cynthia seem to be y'all right on point with each other on a lot of things. My point is, nothing is supposed to be expected from you to buy anything for Christmas.
But I don't think it's expected from the person. It's expected from you.
No,
Like
what I'm
I
saying
expect to
is,
be able to give my kids just even if it's one thing, I expect to be able to do something for my children.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, isn't it okay? A lot of times I hear people say Christmas has turned into like paganism. We're worried about merchant material things to counter about Christmas. So now we're saying we're conforming that material things relates to the Christmas. So if you lose your job or you don't have the money, now you are supposed to feel like you should buy something when Christmas is about um, fellowship of coming together. I feel like if I can't do nothing for you, let me just give you a hug and tell you how much I appreciate you.
I mean, but that's something you're supposed to do every day anyway.
But
You know
what
what
I'm
I mean?
saying is, are we okay? You agree, like we all agree that Christmas is turned into paganism, basically, which is material
It
things.
didn't turn. It's been that way. It didn't turn. It been that way.
No, what I'm saying is, even in yourself, you just said you don't have to buy fireworks for your
Right.
kids because kids is what the fireworks is for, right?
Yeah, because it's more of a community activity. Fireworks are community. Christmas is more individualized.
Well, see, I totally now I can't agree.
That's okay. That's fine. And
Yeah, and we can
disagree.
see how we agree not to agree on this. And,
Right.
and now I know Dean is going to agree with you because you and him seem to be on point with each other on. So, what I'm saying is, okay, let's get an agreement. What is paganism? When things are considered not on the subject of what Christmas or any holiday is about, it's us as consumers purchasing stuff to make ourselves look like we are the holiday itself.
I don't
See,
think we purchase stuff to look like the holiday. I think we purchase stuff because it makes
okay,
our spirit feel good.
Dean said, but he said on Christmas, he's he said, no, you don't have to buy anything on the 4th of July. That's what you were saying, but you are expected to buy gifts for Christmas.
But you expect it by you're expecting it of yourself, not the people around you.
Okay,
Like I
wait a minute.
expect to be able to, like for me, December falls not only with Christmas, but I got birthdays and all kind of stuff. So wait, what's the saying? Wait, one year
He
for kids.
said, hell, one year my kids' Christmas came from Dollar General. Told it was
Mine
like
too.
$40. Our furnace broke and had to be replaced, and it took all the money we had. Now, wait a minute. I think I'd rather be in a nice warm day with a hope of, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, so I'm watching one of the other Christmas carols, and it seemed like they have different adaptations. And the guy that worked for Ebenezer Scrooge, what was his name? Bob Hackett, or I know that ain't his name. Val Fletcher, or one of them cats. He's at his home, and I'm looking at them, and they was happy. It was no gifts exchange. They had a goose. They had a goose, and they was happy about that goose. Man got 5 kids. They was happy about the goose. Then the mother came out with this cakey thing that was on fire, and they was happy. They were like, the pudding, oh, the pudding. And they were slicing up this cake. And next thing you know, they got the round by the chair and got to singing a song.
I mean,
And,
don't
and
get me wrong,
wait a
Christmas.
minute, they were singing the song. Then they was like, oh, Dad, tell us a story. And it seemed like it was more family oriented,
Right.
wondering about a gift. And I'm
Right.
gonna get on that gifts. Dean said we did
We
go
did
out
go to
the
the
following
following
month
month.
and buy them
Mhm.
some good stuff though. See, that's yeah. Mm, he jumping up on my subject. So I don't earlier in the show, Cynthia said, well, we know it is December the 25th. That's the day that they set up. Is that what you said, Cynthia?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now the Christmas could be in January, February. If your funds, you don't have it. So it didn't lean to the paganism because the furnace, and he showed me he's responsible. We already knew you had been eating. You just didn't want nobody to see you eating. So I knew that when the camera was on. We saw you put that bag of food down. Wait, Big Hank's in the house. What's up with you, Big Hank?
What's happening, Roy Anthony? What's up,
What's good,
Joy?
Big Hank?
Joy, where you at?
I'm right here, baby, being fat.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, we seen it when she set the plate down and everything. The
She
camera
say
be going up, and she,
she over there being fat. Like, you can't do that, man. You ain't no way.
hey, yeah, went to the store to get it. Hey, so Big Hank, we on this subject about this Christmas
Yeah.
brings you fresh and joy. And we talked about as far as like with the with me, I told it was spiritually, I got salvation. And now we're talking about how it a lot of people is depressed,
Right.
because of family members may be gone.
Yeah.
One, because of you may have lost your job, don't have the money to go do the things,
Yeah.
and other situations that could be depressing.
Right.
Now, we was on this conversation about the holidays, especially like Christmas, feels kind of paganism to me, which is where everything is centered around buying material situations. Whereas I was talking about on this Christmas Carol movie I seen, I forget the guy's name, Bob Hatchett or whatever his name was, who worked for Ebenezer Scrooge. His family was happy about a duck that they were about to eat. Now I looked on the table, they don't have no other vegetables but the duck.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have no sidings or nothing, but they was happy.
Right.
Then the mother bring out this plate with this big old chocolate mound thing. It was on fire, and they was all happy. It's the pudding, the pudding.
Right.
I'm like, wow, what type of pudding is that? It made me want to. That sound looks good. But at the end, and I'm gonna get to just what Dean said, because this is just what I'm saying. Now, they was happy after they got to eating the pudding. They got around each other and started singing. Mm-hmm. And then the dad, they said, tell us, share a story. Mm-hmm. Now, the ghost of Christmas present was telling Ebenezer, hey, come on, we got to go. He said, wait, man, I want to hear the story. He said, no, we got other things to do. Now, he just said, Dean said paganism was pretty much religion based on the earth, Santa and gifts and the Easter bunny and eggs and all that into the symbolism of paganism. Did I say that correct, Big Hank?
Yes, you did.
Yes, I work on my pronunciation since I've been around for the past 5 years.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I break my words down. If there's words I think I'm being tangled with a little bit, I try to get away from that and get a word that's a synonym of that word, which is real easy for me to say.
You know what?
Somebody got to get him, man. Somebody need to get him, man. Get him, y'all. Hey, listen, man. My thing about the holiday season, even when I was young, man, I love that it brought our families together.
Yes.
And so that's what sticks with me. Even to this day, I know that I'm gonna be around my family sooner or later. On the 24th or the 25th, I'm gonna be around my family. All my family usually come down. Now, back in the day, it was more because we used to do a really big family thing, but everybody passed on. Ain't but one set of uncles left, and even though we do got our cousins and all that, I still get a chance to see my family, and that's what I love about the holiday season. It's not so much the presents. It's not so much the gifts. It's not so. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the food. Now, the food is delicious. I love to get my eat on. But it's about the family and me getting together with my family and hugging on my cousins and my nieces and my nephews, and hugging and loving on them, man. That's what I love about the holidays.
And see, that just confirmed what I talked about, though. That confirmed what I talked about with family.
Yes.
When you lose certain family and you can't be around them like that, it throws your spirit off a little bit. That don't mean the whole day. That just means you have a moment throughout the day where you're missing your people because that's what you used to.
Yeah, I got some families and friends that I've lost, and sometimes there's times where I question why am I here, but I'm grateful that I am. Now, I'm just saying it's the Christmas holiday to me spiritually and stuff is that I was headed to hell. I honor Christmas more than I do Easter because I celebrate Christ always living. I never see him dying no more. Okay. I'm glad that he came to Christmas. Now, we say I was describing, I went to the store and I seen some people arguing about a parking spot. We came, it was close to the store. And they was at a standstill because neither wanted to budge. I'm here first. I'm here first. I mean, and I drive all the way down towards the end. It doesn't, I don't mind walking. Then I go in the store and all these items in the stores and people are actually having a disagreement. I had it in my hand first. Somebody took something out of somebody else's basket. And I'm like, man, now you're willing to step over other people because we're supposed to be as one human race, but you're willing to step over this person who you is not close kin to disrupt their feelings and everything because you're trying to impress someone on your own personal side. Now that becomes selfish to me.
It does. It does.
How I like when this joke that Hank be saying in the stand-up, y'all, Big Hank, and I'll be working on this some stuff, but Big Hank had me laughing how he found $600 outside the grocery store. So when he goes in the store, he's behind this lady in the line and she got all this food and she can't find her money. So she started crying. But Big Hank gives her $300. Right? He gives her $300 and the lady's all happy, like, oh, thank you. And he's like, cool, because he just found 600 in the front. Obviously, he only gave her half of the money.
And the funny part about it is that the lady, when she started crying, she said, I just cashed my stimulus check and I must have lost my money. I don't know what happened. I can't find my money. I must have lost it.
Yeah.
And so I had just found $600. So when I gave her $300, that was nothing. That was easy. That was $300. I was cool with that. Yeah. So it goes. Yeah.
And she was happy with that.
She was excited like a bug. Yes, sir.
Now, she didn't know the whole thing, but still a spirit of giving.
Yes, sir.
Because you really don't know if that was her 600.
No, not at all.
A woman loses money on the ground with a purse and a bra. I ain't never for real. My grandmother used to be able to break out any money you had.
Yeah,
right out of her bra.
Yep, $2 bills and everything.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Now, how in the world? So you don't even know if that was hers.
Not at all. No, don't.
But, which I don't blame you on that. You don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. You gave her 300. And she might have been gaming. We don't know.
Right.
She might have been gaming. That been an act and stuff. Because she sure didn't say, "Oh, thank you, but I don't know where the other amount is. I had 6." She never said no amount. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But the Spirit tells us give because this is what Christmas is about.
Yes, sir.
That Christ gave his life. Now that's my belief. I don't push it on everybody.
Right.
Santa Claus ain't did nothing for me.
My thing is, why do we have to wait for the spirit of giving? Why can't we give all year round? Why can't we help people all the time?
Well, that's what we're doing. We can't question for other people, but even our podcast, we call ourselves helping as much as we can all year round. Every Monday, Big Hank and them passing food out from the church every Monday. Not like the NBA where they want to give you a Thanksgiving turkey and you homeless. Where am I supposed to cook this at? Del Monte, people will give green beans because green beans is a vegetable that you can eat cold or hot. So they used to give out cans of food to homeless people with no can openers. Del Monte, I know, I've been there. I've had to pop up a can of green beans with a screwdriver. For real. You get it in it. Then you gotta bend the can top. I've been there. I don't know about everybody else, but I've been where I had to open up a can of vegetables with a screwdriver.
I never use a screwdriver, but I use.
And you bend it because you can't pop it up, so you bend it just so enough where some green beans and the juice can come out. But Del Monte made the snap top, so now you can take it like a snap top. This is literally if you ever been homeless.
Yes, sir. I've been
I've
there.
been homeless, huh? No, I'm top. Look, now they
I've
got
been
the
there.
snack top. Now I was there, and they talk about giving me a turkey, and I'm like, well, I don't need the turkey. Or if you give it to, I'm gonna sell it to somebody because I can't cook no turkey out here. Which I'm supposed to be like put it on a stick, and me and Big Hank is sitting on the log and doing it. We done started a fire in the brush with some bunch of newspaper and trash that we done found and stuff, right?
Under the bridge.
Under the bridge with a turkey like this, boy. We gonna eat for the next week. Don't throw nothing away from that turkey. All the stuff that was inside, all that's gonna be ate.
All of it.
Yeah, I'm mad that they cut the feet off because we could have eaten that, but we constantly churning it. Big Hank be like, Roy, pour some water on it. Look like it's getting dry. You know.
How long it's gonna take? You've been doing it for 3 hours. How long it's gonna take?
So. And then we don't have napkins and stuff. So when we cut a piece,
ripping the skin off the leg. Just rip the skin off the leg.
Yeah. See, but that's the Christmas holiday. You know, we care. The NBA cares. We go to get turkeys and go and get somebody gonna get a bike and toys. Now, one of the things I don't like is just trying to make Santa Claus. Oh, I can see the inspiration of trying to do right, but guess what? Santa Claus discriminate. When I was a little kid, Santa Claus, and I'm like, they talking about coming down the chimney. I didn't have no chimney at my house. We got a floor burner thing and some them plug-in burners, the heaters and stuff. We don't have no chimney.
Fact. Santa wasn't coming to the project.
Didn't come to projects. And I never get though. We left out, I was like 5 or 6. We left some cookies out and some milk. And we got some different type of cookies because I was like, well, Santa, I told my brother, I said, well, Santa's a white guy. He might like the cinnamon cookies. Because in my household, we like the oatmeal raisins and the chocolate chip cookies. Or you get them sandwich cookies. Remember the yellow ones in a big old package and stuff. They have no name or something, but you have to eat them. They get real soft after a few more days or something like that, right? They be crunchy at first, and then they get soft the longer you have them. Am I the only one who ate them save-on cookies?
Man, that's why I didn't eat them cookies, man. I like them. I didn't like them sandwiches.
Yeah, they get soft after 2 or 3 days and stuff, you know.
I don't like them. Don't buy them, mama. Mama, don't buy those. They get soft too fast.
Like, so we gave Santa what we thought he'd like. Some ginger cookie like things. And I was in the bed and I heard my mother say, why they pick this not cookie? So I got up and said, hey, that's on for you. You got a black person's taste. That's for Santa. And then I'm like, well, who drank the milk? Where's Santa at? I'm looking. And it hit me. You Santa. Ain't no white dude coming to my house giving me no gifts.
Fact.
My mother was Santa. And it was awakening up to me when I looked over and I said, you Santa? And you, because you don't like ginger cookies. Then you said, y'all's grandma opened the stove door to heat the kitchen. Mine's did like, yeah. If we didn't do that or leave a burner up on top.
I still do it today. I still leave mine open today.
Believe this or not, this is the truth. One time my gas got turned off. I was living on 4th Street. My gas got turned off. It was in the middle of winter and it was cold in the mud and out. And a homegirl brought me over a hair dryer blower thing. You know how they do blow the hair? And she said, I lie you not. She plugged it up and tilted it up on this towel. And it was warm like a mud. So even when they turned my gas back on, I didn't turn my heater on. I used that hair dryer. Because I just need that frost knocked off. When you've been home, you know, I just need that little Yeah, just not the frost off.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful because every Christmas after year 2000, because when I was a little teenager, we didn't think we was gonna live to 2000. It was we didn't think I was gonna make it to 20. The way people was dropping dead like flies in my neighborhood because of the crack came out. Crack pandemic was killing people left and right.
Right.
And that's a serious period in our lives. We try to throw it on the rug, but that's a serious period in our lives because it dismantled a lot of our families, and the kids that grew up from there are it's the generation that feels that they're privileged, that they owe something.
Not all
Because
of us.
think about the Christmases that they had when you was if the person had the major money, if you was the drug man, you got all the money and stuff like that. So you buying kids left and right. Then all of a sudden the police come and get you and take you away from that. Now the kids is like, well, wait a minute, we had a big Christmas this year. Now our dad or mom ain't here. Now our Christmas is wondering whose house we gonna be at. You know, I'm just keeping it 100. So I started looking at stuff. What do Christmas really mean? What is, am I happy? Somebody brought up, said, oh, I know Brittany Griner's family is happy. To me, I just felt that was irresponsible on their part. Why political things? I'm sometimes I'm wondering, be like, President, are you just for the women? We got a lot of men incarcerated here in America. It's 25% of our population. We're the only country in the world with over 25% of our population in prison, and 85% of them are black. And you mean to tell me, because LeBron James and Steph Curry and them spoke up, that we switched someone who had some hash oil, which was less than 2 grams, to release them for somebody who was smuggling guns and was threatening to kill America. We wonder how guns get in our streets, probably because of this dude that we just traded for Brittany Griner. Now, am I blaming them? If she wants to be home, I'm grateful that she's with her family. I'm just saying, on the political part, we got a lot of guys here in these prisons who would love to be at home with their family for something they didn't do. Mm-hmm. I'm constantly hearing more stuff. I see more people go to prison for lesser things than, okay, if Big Hank has some government folders in his bathroom that's supposed to be in the U.S. archives, we'd be like, hey, where's Big Hank at? Have y'all seen Big Hank?
Man, they put him up under the jail. Put that up under the jail. He don't even got a cell.
You get one letter out of a whole year. You get to send one letter, and I'll be like, what's Guantanamo Bay? I've heard of Guantanamo Bay, but there's a Guantanamo Bay. Where's that at? Man, we don't know. But
that's where they got Big Hank at. That's his address. That's his address.
You get one letter out here to send out. So he's
one a year.
Dean said there's a Marine that's been in a Russian prison longer. Why did they trade an arms dealer to get traded for her? She was caught with drugs in a foreign country. Now, see, and that's the thing. Now, the Marine guy was discharged dishonorably from the Marines. See, we have to break it down. Now, why was Brittany over there? She was over there to get some money. She was over there to get that money for her to play on the Russian team. That's what they do. They offer our athletes a bunch of money. But one of the things is that I keep telling Americans, when we go abroad, you got to know them people's countries, their rules. We think that everything is based off the United States rules. Like right now, he said, Dean said, believe me, I had a TS /SSI. They don't wait 2 years to go looking for classified material. Yeah, but there's a lot of questions on that. And the thing is that sometimes former President Donald Trump got to chill back because he tried to speak about why they didn't get the Marine out in Brian. But when it came across his desk before Brittany Griner came across his desk, he said no to all of that. And then that's for real. If you look up, Trump was approached with the swap for the Marine with this Russian dealer, and former President Trump turned it down. You can look that up. That was a fact. He said still a Marine. Russia said he was a spy with no evidence other than $80K in cash. But my thing is, what's he doing over there then? He's doing something. He ain't taking pictures of the mosque and all that. They called him feeling there was something. If I go over to Russia, visit Russia, look, I'm trying to be that tourist. You know, I'm trying to be that tourist. I don't know if he denied, but my thing was Christmas. Dean said he denied it because he didn't want to release the arms dealer. I don't know. Dean said he was over there for another Marine's wedding. So now it seems political. But wasn't it political though when here isn't it so funny how former Donald Trump was accusing Hunter Biden and them and then held up some monies from the Ukraine to give it. And I keep trying to figure out why we keep giving all these people monies when we got people here. Let's deal with the United States first. Why we keep giving our monies to these people? Why do we give monies to the Ukrainians and they part of the UK and all that? Why we keep giving them money? Let them give us some money. You want some help, pay us, and we're going to give you some place to stay. If Christmas time is about to be, let's let some of these people out who's in prison for no reasons. Let them spend, why are we working to get someone out? I'm not against Miss Brittany Griner. I'm not into that. If that's what they felt, cool. It's just that I could have, if certain powers, whatever, we're working on one person. What about the 25% of our population? Our population is 300 million. We're talking about 25% of 300 million. To my understanding, 10% of 300 is 30,000, right, Big Hank? So you got 30, 60, almost 75,000, 70. You're trying to tell me that 70 to 75 million people are in prison in the United States. And we're talking about Christmas out. Now, I ain't saying let no murderers out or nothing like that. But some of these people that's walking around here is like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay. But anyway, I thank God for Christmas. I think that here it is 2022. I never thought that I would see the year 2000. So if I'm in 2022, and this month seemed like it's way better than 2020. 2020, we couldn't even be around our family members. Remember the pandemic and all that.
Yeah.
Now 2021, we kind of still like, hey, God bless you.
What was that?
Again.
What happened? A dog got hit by a car? What happened? What happened, man?
Shut up, man.
I heard a dog. Yeah. I heard somebody go, yeah!
No. Wait, that's like that dude. Hey, Big Hank, what you just said, that dude walked up to people's house. He said, I just hit a dog. I don't know if it was your dog. They asked me, said, well, what did the dog look like? He was like,
dog was dead.
Hurt?
Dog was dead.
Hey, when you watch this video back, I need you to make a clip of that sneeze. I'm about to make that go viral.
Yeah, I be thinking it's a balloon when you don't blew a balloon up and you let it go. And but Big Hank, you said something that I totally agree, you and Cynthia, and I like that because we're talking about family. The Christmas of family coming together.
Yeah.
Let's say we seen each other going through a whole new year, you
Yeah.
know, and we're still here.
Yeah.
You know, those who is depressed, don't be depressed. If you
Please
know,
don't be depressed, man. You still
yeah.
here, man. God got you here for a reason. You woke up on the list again today. On the list. You woke up on the list again today.
Tell them, Big Hank,
Yes,
you got
sir.
preach for real.
Yes, sir.
Mentioning list. Oh my goodness, I just don't be man. It used to be before I was paying my tithes. Every time I looked up a bill here, I get a call here. You owe this, you owe that. No, I still do, but it's not as exceeding as I get a letter call from my cousin. He said, "Bro, you got some mail." I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "But this one I need to send it to you wherever you at." I got a middle class adjustment tax thing for $350.
What?
And they told me that puts you as part of the roll call for the reparation. Remember, we were just talking about I want to make sure I'm on the list.
Get on the list,
I'm on
man.
the list. They gave
Bye.
me the $350 tax break, middle class tax break.
What?
Remember, I thought it was
That's
my
what's up.
20,000 that they dissected. I was totally wrong on that. They said that I owe them now. They said I owe them. So a wise person would have took the 350 and said, put that on that 2,000. You said I owed them, but I didn't.
Matter of fact, when they told me they owed me 20,000, they said, "Well, you got to do your taxes first." I'd have been like, "You know what? I'm not even gonna do my taxes because I know it's gonna be some bullshit."
Oh man, they was taking 50% of my net. So it got to the point. At first I was saying it like that, but when they
Right.
started messing with my money right personally, I'm like, okay, I better do this.
Yeah.
So because they about to get me with a tax fraud situation. I'm gonna write a personal check to make up for what they taking from me and those scores. So I had to take care of that. But I get this $350, and the lady told me that lets you know that you're in line with the state of California. I said,
Yeah.
okay. So when they released the 223K, my name should be on that roll. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
Get your cut, man.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm grateful to be on here with y'all. This is our last week of our 5th season, y'all. This is with 12 weeks. Thursday, it was asked if we'd do a Q&A, you know, for our last show of the 5th season. We'll be that's what I'm saying. Dean Abby. Dean said, Roy's like, damn, I saw what they did to Willie Nelson. Yeah.
All
Willie
right,
Nelson,
man.
God bless
All
you.
right.
But let me tell you, like I said, Thursday we're gonna be the last show. We'll be out for a month, y'all. Start the 6th season.
So,
They asked, what could we do a Q&A? People want to ask Q&A questions of us, Roy, Hank, Big Hank, Cynthia, and which I even got some of our footage, and I was going to show it today. Some of Cynthia, some of you, Big Hank, got your clip from the documentary. I said I'm going to show that Thursday, and people
okay.
know more about us. Now, I want to take this part of Christmas to state that I'm a boxing fan. So I ordered the fight, which I want to go to it for Terrence Crawford fight, but I ordered the fight, and it was a new app called Black Prime, and I ordered the fight. And at first I was kind of like concerned because it came on at 5, but they were setting up and everything. And then they start showing the fights where the people 4 rounds and stuff like that. But the main one started at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. And it was entertaining. I'm going to be honest with you. I got my money's worth. Terrence Crawford is a master fighter. He's the Floyd Mayweather, Terrence Crawford. The way he got into a rhythm, he hit the man in the face a couple of times. Man cover up, he hit him in the body. It went to a point he was like doop 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 for real until he knocked it. He had the man confused. So I brought that up because it was a Christmas gift for me. So yesterday, I my mother, she's retired and stuff. We sit down and I said, you know what? Let's go. We went to go see Wakanda Forever yesterday afternoon. It was only seven of us in the IMAX theater, and we sat like the third row in the section right in the middle. And the music is loud and everything. You actually feeling like you there at the jungle part of Wakanda. And so you like, yeah, I can feel the drum beats and stuff, you know. And but she was enjoying it. And I was grateful. And I felt that's Christmassy. And what I'm hearing from y'all, if anything, yes, we mourn like a few minutes for those we lost, but I celebrate those ones who are alive.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get no bigger, y'all mind. You know what I'm saying? Because I got love for y'all.
Yes, sir.
We don't know what the next day brings. We don't know. We don't lost family members and friends throughout this year, but I'm great. I'm celebrate the ones who are alive. And like Big Hank, we'll eat that soul food, that good food, Christmas food. Kids seeing their growth,
Yes,
seeing
sir.
them, man, just being with family, be able to laugh, the grown men go to the side then while everybody breaks off to the self.
Yeah, man. Go out to the backyard while everybody else in the front. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
right.
We're gonna sit there, we're gonna have a drink, we're gonna talk about stuff, we're gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes, what I notice about family is that sometimes we get things off our chest. We can talk, especially the men, they're gonna talk and everything. The ladies gonna be talking, who's doing this and who's doing that. Man, that's what I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful.
Yes,
I
sir.
know how Big Hank's doing it. Cynthia, she's 1,600 miles from her family, but I see all the time, just like I pay attention, your family's looking at. Matter of fact, to get close to Cynthia, I've been watching the television sitcom called Southside.
Okay.
Hey, check out that series. It's hilarious. They coming from a plot called Rent to Own. But they be repossessing furniture, but they come from Southside Chicago. It's hilarious. Watch that show. You never watched it, Cynthia?
No, I never watched it.
You never tell me watch
I
it?
watched The Shy. You ever watched The Shy?
No, it's too dramatic for me. I had to go with the humor side. But they keep it real. It's not just fun, but it's Earthquake makes appearances, all the major actors on the. So I see the Shy and I just be like, okay, that's like me watching. If I don't get into Power or Ghosts and all that, right? Well, these are a lot of 50 Cent stories. I understand. There's some stories that we put it out, it'd be real deep. But I'm grateful for y'all to be with your family. I consider y'all family. And being with y'all just even today. Thursday will be our last show of the season. We won't be back on until probably the end of January for season 6. And I'm hoping that God blesses y'all with all the wealth and prosperity for everybody under your household and the households that you come across.
Yes, sir.
That's my prayer. Got major love for y'all, your kids, your family members, friends, associates, and remember, you have no enemies. It's just the demons that's our enemies.
Yes, sir. Principalities, powers, and principalities.
Yeah, you treat your fleshy enemies still as your brother. You show them love, which is like heaping hot coals of fire on their heads.
Breach, man, breach.
And Dean said, if I don't see y'all, he said, wait, if I don't see y'all, have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Same to you,
Merry
Dean.
Christmas.
Hey, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas, Dean.
Ramonda Robinson said, have a blessed rest of the day. Y'all too. And if I don't happen to see anybody after this Thursday, anybody who's watching and don't watch this Thursday, whatever, God bless y'all. And I hope in prosperity and enrichment of where all the things that you want come true. But you know, that's what I wish. And Merry Christmas.
God bless you too, Roy.
Hey, thanks, man. I need it. And so, and I've been smiling, y'all. I'll be smiling more. I'm not lying. Like I've been cheesing, even when things is hard. I kind of try to smile.
Yep.
We're about to get off. I got the thing up, but real quick, I was listening.
God bless you, Cynthia.
Yeah.
You as well. Thanks, brother.
Love you, man. Love you for real.
Love you too.
I want us to do this, y'all. You know, they say that we got the power of life in the words that we say. We got power, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of time we use our power of the words on negative stuff instead of uplift. And now more and more, I'm starting to think about if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say it, right?
Right.
But if I do say something, let me be an uplift. And I'm trying to change where 80% of my words come out of my mouth is to uplift than what it's been in the past where 85% is to bring you down. If that makes sense. And I like your background, since that looks like the cover of a book. Half your shade of your face. It looked like a new book. It's called The Fight Survives in Your.
If that's the photo on the outside of the book, it looked like the book name is Cover Up. Look like she trying to cover up some stuff, man. That's what she trying to do, man.
Full identity, humpy.
Cover up.
Hey, man.
Love y'all, man.
So, God bless y'all, man. We out of here, man.
God bless y'all, man.
Love y'all. Have a good rest of y'all day. I'm going to celebrate my birthday.
See y'all Thursday.
Hey, is this thing on? Can you hear me? Is anybody out there? Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony